Welcome to Triumphant. So this is our second class in this series for fine-tune your manifesting skills. And so much of manifesting is about being present and setting your worries aside and really tuning into the prefrontal cortex of your brain where you have infinite possibility. So I'm Linda Kilpela and I'll guide you through this workshop. So we talked in the last workshop a little bit about how small the little kapow is, about harm caused by what happens in reality, and the big kapow with the harm caused by the thoughts in your head. And so I'm just going to have everyone just take a pause right now and yawn, like the biggest yawn that you can, and then stretch and just relax. It's the greatest thing ever. So just coming into the present moment when you yawn, it just literally just brings, calms your whole mind down. And so that's the only way that we can create the reality we love is by calming the mind down. So we can actually give it a little guidance. So if we don't give our brain something to do, it will run all over the place with the old itinerary, the old thoughts, the old programming, the old conditioning, the memories, things like that. So in this workshop, you're going to be yawning, stretching, and relaxing to just really come deeper into the present moment. So that way you can create that future that you love, that the life that you actually came here to live. So when you're doing your future casting, you'll come into the present moment by yawning, stretching, and relaxing. So that way you're communicating with your intuition rather than all the chatter that might be going on in your mind. So sign your name triumphantly. So the goal with this, living triumphantly, is that every day that goes by, every week, month, quarter, year, decade, as your life goes by, is that you could sign your name triumphantly, that that day was worth living or that week was worth living, and so on. So when you think about, as you process your day, at the end of the day, see if you can sign your name triumphantly, that this was a day worth living. So that way you really start to stack days that are triumphant, full of gratitude and mindfulness. And that turns into weeks, months, quarters, years, decades of life. So you actually fulfill your destiny. But it does take being in the present moment and assessing and pivoting as you need to. So in this workshop, we'll be working on some of those things. So your future. So create a future that you love by managing your emotions. If you don't manage your emotions, they will run all over the place, and then they run your mind all over the place, and pretty soon you're living what you were over and over, maybe what you were living yesterday. About, they say 90% of your thoughts you already had yesterday. So you really want to give your mind something to do so you can create new thoughts. So by literally yawning, stretching, and relaxing, you can come into the present moment, release all previous thought, and draw in that future that you desire. So adding to our previous workshop, you're going to include your 5 senses when you're future casting. So as you bring in, say you do a future cast 1 year from today, bring in all of the feelings, all the sensations, everything that you're doing as if it's already happening. You're also going to include your 5 senses. So sight, like what are you seeing? What are the sounds? What are you touching? Taste, smell. So literally integrating that future that you are creating into your body, into your mind, emotions, and spirit. So that's the way that spirit moves through us, is through our senses. So really to kind of be mindful of all of your 5 senses as well. So go ahead and take a pause right now and yawn, a nice, big, huge yawn, and stretch and relax. Just kind of come into the present moment. Maybe do a few gentle twists to the right and the left, inhaling, creating length in your spine. If you want to inhale, arms overhead, pinky spiraling towards one another, and just do a forward fold all the way down. Just really kind of stretch out. If you want to do some twists, inhaling, finding length, and then exhale, turn. If the spine's aligned, the body follows. So just coming into this moment, another big yawn, just kind of settle into it, relax, and we will get moving. So from here, go ahead and take your journal out and ask your intuition. Which feelings are the most disrupted to your life? Which feelings interrupt your ability to be optimistic? And which feelings block you from your goals and dreams? So we want you to be communicating with your intuition, your heart. So if you feel like you're getting into your head, go ahead and yawn, stretch, and come into that present moment. Just relax into the present. So you can go ahead and answer these 3 questions, asking your intuition. So tell your mind to step aside. So some of the things you might have written: lack of confidence, feeling uncertain, afraid to feel, don't have the skills, feeling worthless, don't have enough time. So you want to really tune into your senses. So the sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, and go deep into those sensations. So which feelings cause you the most distress? So go ahead and close your eyes. And observe the positive and negative thoughts that you see going by through your mind. And just observe the thoughts. Whether positive, negative, it's all the same. Just simply observe. And now go ahead and open your eyes and write down the feelings that keep you from living your best life. So list at least 10 different feelings or emotions that come to mind. So not in your logical mind, but really like following your intuition, following the sensations in your body, following those thoughts. Just stay in this present moment, in this relaxed space, so you can actually hear what your intuition is telling. Another way that might be helpful is that you kind of tune into the way your body's feeling. So if you feel any discomfort, you can actually tune into that area and allow your intuition to tell you what's behind that, what feeling or emotion is behind that. So it could also be a story. So you might have stories or these narratives, these chapters that come out onto the page as well. So it doesn't have to be single words, it could be sentences, just whatever is coming up for you. Go ahead and write that down. Right, so just a little reminder, I think this is a great image from Higher Brain Living. The old lower survival brain, that's where all these negative patterns reside. And so the goal is to shift into that new evolved higher brain where you have infinite possibility, joy, confidence, abundance, things like that. So just so you kind of have a visual, if you're using oils, you'd use them on the brainstem and the brain point, the back of the head and the front of the head, if you wanted to enhance the work that you're doing. So worry, this is from Neurogen, they say is the most dangerous feeling in the world. So worry is a negative thought or feeling that you've pulled up from the past that you're projecting into your current life. So worry is any negative thought or feeling that you have that interrupts your confidence, your plans, your goals, your desires, etc., that are being generated in your prefrontal cortex. And so the worry that comes from the back can literally like trip up everything that you have going on. And they say that 90% of worries are memories from the past and are not true. So why would we participate in them? So many little worries and fears coming up if 90% of them are not even true. So we want to see what's true for you so you can release what isn't and really create that future so you can live your best life. So your worries, go ahead and write down what you worry about. So even write something silly to get your brain to relax. Honestly, if we just give your brain something to do, it will just relax right into it. We need to create a blueprint that is worry-free, that you just observe them. So go ahead and write down small worries, big worries, real worries, etc. Like whatever worries that you have going on, just take a moment to write those down. Maybe write 3 to 5 things that you worry about, like consistently, every single day. So now the object of mindfulness. So now watch your worrisome thoughts. So you write them down and your brain will disconnect from worry, fear, and doubt if you write it down and mindfully observe it. So just take a moment now to just observe what you have written and without judgment, without fear, just observe it like as an innocent bystander, just looking at a list of things. It's nice for your brain to know that your worries and fears are not you, they're separate from you. So you could just observe them. If you can write them down, literally helps them to dissolve. So the backside of your brain is not in charge. You have the prefrontal cortex in charge, which is sweet. So back to square one. Go ahead and yawn and stretch and relax. So nice big yawn. Then maybe inhale your arms overhead, twist to the right and then the left, whatever you feel like doing. Just come into the present moment, breathing deeply, yawning, stretching, relaxing. Maybe you yawn even 3 times just to come into the moment. It's just so nice to be here with nothing to worry about. And now I'm going to have you close your eyes. We're going to go into your deepest worry. So close your eyes and enter the present moment. And notice how you're feeling with all of your senses. So just kind of tune in, do a little body scan, see where you're at, and go deeper into relaxation. So deeper than you've ever went before. So really just breathe, coming into this moment. And now ask your intuition, what is my deepest, most chronic worry? And write down whatever comes to mind first. So the first thing that comes to mind, go ahead and write it down. Short and sweet. And then just breathe. Be present with it. Read it without judgment. Just observe it as your deepest worry. It's separate from you. It's not you. It's just your most chronic worry of all time. It's just there on the paper. That's all. So no need to judge it. Just simply observe it. Notice how it makes you feel. And now we're going to move into rating the intensity of your list. So from this deep sacred space, if you've come back out and you need to get deeper in, go ahead and yawn, stretch, and relax. And then what you're going to do is rate the intensity of the things you've written from 0 to 10. So 0 as being not true or valid at all, and 10 as being true and totally valid. So when you look at your list, give each emotion an intensity number. So you'll notice, like, how valid are your worries? Are they worth worrying about? So you get comfortable looking at the worries, and then after you go through the list, just allow the worries to move through your consciousness without any judgment. Just be the observer of them. And then again, yawn, stretch, relax, and become confident. You are not your worries. You're not your fears. And so you'll repeat this tomorrow and the next day and the next day and so on, and see if the intensity number has dropped. Because every time you yawn, stretch, and relax, you're going to become more confident, and you can give your mind and emotions something to think about, something to do, rather than running all over the place. So lower the numbers daily as you continue this exercise. So go ahead and take a few minutes to rate the intensity. Breathe through them, yawn, stretch, relax, and become confident, and just be okay with observing them without any judgment. And go ahead and yawn, stretch, and relax. Staying in the present moment. And now go ahead and do your reality ratings. So as you look at your list, from 0 to 10, not true in reality, or valid, or true and valid. So as you look at your list of worries, give each worry a reality number, like what's really true here. Stay in relaxed awareness. So if you come, into your thoughts, go ahead and yawn, stretch, relax, really get into the present moment. And as you do your ratings, when you find some that might be 2 or 3, you can cross those worries off. They're not really worth your time, really. And then the higher numbers, you're going to gaze at those words and sentences for a little bit longer. And then if you like, you can either write it down or say it out loud and repeat that word or sentence like 50 times. Like, is it really true in reality, in this reality that you're living in? And then yawn, stretch, and relax and become confident and lower the numbers. So which one, like as you look at your list of worries and fears, negative emotions, which ones are really happening in reality? So the real high numbers, you're going to go ahead and create a list of 3 strategies that you can do to solve the problem. So go ahead and take a few minutes with this one as well. So you'll likely want to come back to this exercise several times as things bubble up from the subconscious and you're really developing your intuition so you can fine tune your manifestation skills. Like the more you can listen inside and come to this sacred space, this present moment where we're intended to live, the better, obviously. So as you go through this exercise over the next several days, just create those strategies and find your way out. Your intuition knows the way. You have the light within you. So it's kind of a fun exercise. It's really impactful and it's quick. Honestly, if you could just be the observer of your worries and fears, you can give your mind and emotions something to do that's actually for your highest good. So be mindful and triumphant. So tune out of the worry center, which is like the back of your brain, and tune into the triumphant part of your brain up here, the prefrontal cortex. And so if you need some support with that, obviously you can use your oils on a daily basis. I would recommend that. And then fill your consciousness with this feeling for at least 30 seconds to integrate to your next level. So as you have like a triumphant feeling coming up, you want to bring it in with all of your senses. So sight, sound, touch, smell, and taste. So go ahead and close your eyes this moment and just bring in the most triumphant emotion that came up for you today. And then fill your consciousness with this feeling for the next 30 seconds. So when you're future casting, you want to come from this sacred space, literally from your next level self. So that is how you get to your next level, is by drawing it in and creating it. So it's just like the world that we have all around us is falling apart. The only way to fix that is to be the change. It's not like we can change what is happening. All the outdated systems are breaking down. So we create the new earth with our mind, body, emotions, and spirit, like is how we are intended to live in our divinity and wholeness. So creating that life that's actually worth living. That way we can help others as well. So now we'll take a pause, and you're welcome to do this in two different ways. So for positive expressions, you have two sound baths, either 852 hertz, which is the third eye, or 639, which is the heart. So one or the other. So you can do this in two ways, where you're breathing, you're yawning, stretching, and relaxing, and just listening to it. Or you can go ahead and use this time to, for each negative item on your list, write at least 5 positive expressions. So whichever way you want to do this exercise, or you can do it in both ways. So go ahead and pause the video so you can go ahead and do that exercise. So as you do your future cast daily, you'll want to sign your name triumphantly, obviously. So kind of create that plan to expand 7 days together to be a week, and then expand that again into a month, a quarter, a year, a decade, and then your life. So you're signing your name triumphantly on every single day that you're living. And so if you have days that go by that you're not signing triumphantly, then you have some tools that you can actually use to get back on track, like really, really quickly, just with the whole yawn, stretch, and relax concept from NeuroGym. It's amazing, just bringing you right into the moment. It does not take much time at all. So it's kind of more of like the relaxed approach, but really you could take responsibility for your life this way so easily. So yawn, stretch, and relax, like the 3 magic words for this whole exercise, so you can create that triumphant life, the life that you actually came here for. So every day is satisfying, every day is worth living. So as you continue to work on your future casting, talking about the future that you'd like, go ahead and add the yawn, stretch, and relax concept before you start talking, and notice how much deeper you can get into it, and a lot more information will come up that you might not have ever known that was your desire or your dream. So a little reminder of our secret combination to accelerate your learning. Go through this again within 24 hours, and then again in 7 days, and you will retain 10 times as much. So enjoy future casting, enjoy this relaxed approach by yawning, stretching, and relaxing, and really get deeper into and connected with your spirit and your intuition, and just tell your mind to step aside and allow your soul to do the teaching.